Welcome to another edition of Dad's Divorce Live. I'm Matt Allen, editor of DadsDivorce.com. Today we're joined by George Petroutsas, who is involved in an international child custody battle over his son Andoni, who is currently with George's ex-wife in Greece. Now, a judge had awarded full custody in April of last year to George, but he also granted a visit from Andoni to his mother in Greece. Well, now the child is in Greece and the mother is refusing to return him to America and to George. So we'll talk a little bit with George about the case. In another episode of Dad's Divorce Live, we'll be talking with George's attorney about some of the legal issues involved with international child custody disputes. So be sure to pay attention to the website for when that interview is posted so you can watch that as well. But today we're talking with George, and George, I want to thank you for taking time out to join me.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me on your show.
Maybe if we could see inside your thoughts or your feelings as you were driving to the airport. I mean, did you think of this as a possibility as you were standing at the ticket counter and they said your son wasn't coming back? What was going through your head?
Driving to the airport, I'm very hopeful. I always try and give any person or situation the benefit of the doubt. I'm always trying to put the good foot forward and make a best of any situation. That's just my personality. So I'm driving to the airport, very emotional. Whenever I go for pickups to the airport or back, I always have my family with me. They drive because I just want to, smother him and, be all over him.
Yeah, sure.
So we have an amazing bond, the two of us. But driving to the airport, I remember it was very emotional, very hopeful, but in the back of my mind, my gut, just this, I don't know what, this parental something. And then it built, that feeling got more and more when I was waiting in the international arrivals and she wasn't picking up her phone.
Yeah.
So I was calling her cell phone as I did prior times, and she wasn't picking it up. And that's when I said, okay, something's got to be wrong here. She's behind that door, the captain and crew came out, I'm asking passengers, what flight were you on? Finally, when the last person came out and there was no one from them, and my son wasn't there, that's when I went to the Swiss Air counter, and that's when they told me the devastating news, and I just fell, I was devastated. I didn't know what to say or do, and that's when I called my attorney.
Unfortunately, we've talked with fathers who have been in your situation before. So what advice, do you have any advice for fathers out there who may potentially be put in this situation in the future?
Well, I have advice for parents, not, I would say, for fathers or mothers or grandparents, but for parents. For all the parents out there, I would say that are divorced or in the process of divorcing, I would tell them it's not about you. It's never about you. I would say it's only about your child. No matter what you do or say, no matter what judgments or appeals are won or lost in the courts, you and only you are always going to be mommy and daddy. And no one could take that away from you. That's what I've learned, and I can, take away from this. And just protect them, shelter them from this. So just to give an example, when he was 3 years old, he was going back and forth, and it's been ugly with my ex's family and brothers and uncles and threatening me and you American, you're going to go back in a box to your country, you're never going to see your child again, things very, very vicious.
Uh-huh.
And nonetheless, during the parenting time of Andoni, again, keep in mind, it's not his fault. So prayer time, after we, bathe and, downtime, we include mom and grandpa and grandma and uncles in our prayers to bless them and always support, and mommy's good, mommy's this, mommy's that. So this is the same person that wants to tear my eyes out,
right.
But it's not his fight. It's not his fault.
Right.
That's what I would say.
Well, finally, I wanted to ask, how can people get involved in your efforts? I know there's a lot of red tape and bureaucracy to go through, and we'll talk more to your attorney about some of the legal issues involved. But how can the community and our viewers, watching and listening, what can they do to help?
Well, Matt, we recently family and friends started a campaign to raise awareness on this devastating situation, and we opened the website www.bringandonihome.org. It's both on Facebook and on the internet. I would say you could go on and you could sign the petition. We have over 1,000 signatures right now that is going. That signature basically is intended to get sent to Congress and Senate to apply pressure to Greece and have them do the right thing and abide by the treaty that's in place. Also, there's a tab called How to Help, and there's contact information of both Greece and the U.S. So with telephone numbers and with addresses, so someone could easily, pick up a phone and say, I'm supporting this cause, or write a brief little letter in support. They call it letters of interest, and that's how I would say you could help. But I would say the more we get the word out, the more it would fall on ears that maybe they could something they could do.
Right. Well, George, we're supporting you with this. We hope this has a happy conclusion for you and your family. And again, for our visitors out there who want to help or sign a petition, you can go to bringandonihome.org, and Andoni is Andoni. So, George, thanks again for talking with me, and best of luck.
Matt, thank you very much. God bless.
That was George Petroutsas. I will be talking with his attorney on another episode of Dad's Divorce Live, so be sure to watch that interview as well to talk more about the legal issues involved. That'll do it for this edition of Dad's Divorce Live. I'm Matt Allen, editor of DadsDivorce.com.